Well, 1 in 36 kids are diagnosed with autism, and for parents, friends, colleagues, coworkers, it may be difficult to figure out how to help those you love with autism transition into adulthood. Well, founder and CEO of TACT, Teaching the Autism Community Trades, Danny Combs is here to tell us about his new book. And Danny, we love having other Dannys on the show.
Great name. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Well, we love the work that you do with TACT.
Well,
all the things that you've been on the show to talk to us about are so important. So can you tell us about TACT for those who don't know and the incredible work you're doing?
Yeah, well, thank you so much. So TACT is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we work specifically with youth and adults that are transitioning into adulthood and employment.
Sure.
What most people don't recognize is that the autism community is the highest employed demographic in the country.
Wow.
So it's a 90% unemployment rate.
Yeah.
The state of Colorado has roughly a 12.2% success rate, and TACT has an 83.3. So we're really leading the state in a lot of different ways, and we work with over 60 businesses working to get individuals trained using the skilled trades, those vessels to develop employment skills, and then place them into careers and support them through supported employment that's truly integrated supported employment. So we're really proud of the work that we're doing.
You should be. I mean, seriously, the things that you guys do are just so impactful for this community, and of course their family members too, who I'm sure get so worried about what's going to happen next in that transition.
That's the biggest elephant in the room, is the cliff. And well, there's so many autism services for youth, but once they get to that age where they're transitioning to adulthood, a lot of them don't know where to go. So they end up in day treatment centers or their parents' basement. We're really trying to create an avenue for individuals to find careers, to find success, to find fulfillment for themselves.
Yes, hugely important. Well, Danny, I want to talk about this book. You guys have jumped onto this Amazon list, which is very impressive.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so tell me about the book, what we can find in the pages, and what inspired you to write this book.
Well, thanks. Well, everything I do is inspired by my son, Dylan, who is neurodistinct himself and was diagnosed with autism when he was younger. And really, it's trying to be a resource for parents and families and educators to help them understand what that transition from a strengths-based approach should look like transitioning to adulthood, because still so much of autism services is deficit-based. And the fact that 90% of our community is still unemployed, it showcases that there's a huge need. And what we're trying to do with this book is get individuals excited about the opportunity, provide resources, solutions, ideas, start the dialogue for individuals to say, what's next? How do we successfully transition to a career and get employers ready, schools ready, and families ready? And I mean, the fact that it already made it to #1 on Amazon's new release, I think it showcases that there's a really big need. It's 2.8% of our population is autistic, and over 20% that's neurodiverse. So it's a big group.
Absolutely. Well, and that's a little bit of my next question. So why do you think this is so important for anybody to read a book like this? I mean, obviously you mentioned this is coming from angles of employment, angles of family members. I mean, why do you think this is important?
I think there's been a lot of misconceptions of what autism is. I think when society, even the idea of neurodiversity, in addition to running TACT, I co-founded the Colorado Neurodiversity Chamber of Commerce, which in 2022 became the first neurodiverse chamber of commerce in the country. And it's wild to think in 2022 we finally have a chamber of commerce that represents neurodiverse individuals. And I think there's such a large portion of our community that benefits from not accommodations, but recognizing their way of strength and their innovation and their creativity, and helping employers understand perhaps the old way that they've gone about doing things isn't working. If they're struggling and looking for labor and for talent, there's this giant pool of people that has a lot to offer. I mean, until recently, the richest man in the world, right? Elon Musk is autistic himself. There's creativity that comes with that innovation. And I think we're not talking about big things. We're talking about specificity and some changes to put in place that augment the workforce for everybody, not requiring the individual to change, but looking from a group setting and saying, how can we work for everybody for a genuine equality of opportunity?
That's so wonderful. And like you said, it's just such a big group of people that isn't really being tapped into. And it just gives so much opportunity for both the employer and the person who's being employed. So this is so wonderful. I have to ask you too, Danny, how you said your son's Dylan?
Dylan,
How does Dylan feel about this book? This has got to be pretty cool.
Dylan, everything, he's just like, oh, that's cool, Dad. Way to go.
Like, you're Dad. You're not cool anymore.
Wow, that's something else. Way to go, Dad.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome though. I mean, he's got to be really proud of the work that you're doing for him.
I think he is.
Yeah.
He definitely is. And we've been working on a car together. He's going to be turns 15 actually on Monday. And so he's getting his permit. And so that's another thing that adds to the gray hair. But yeah, he's doing amazing.
That is so incredible. Does he also like to advocate, especially for those who are maybe struggling to get into the workforce as well?
He absolutely does. And I think he loves to showcase showcase and likes to have a gateway to showcase his talent. I think that's one of the most amazing things that happens when you come to TACT, is that individuals for the first time see the strength in themselves. They see that they have talent and something to offer. And for years, you'll see parents come into our facility and they'll break down and cry because they see it in their child for the first time too. When educators, they do amazing things, but they're not necessarily put in the position to provide for everybody.
Sure.
And when they can see that, yes, my child does have an opportunity and that their future can be bright, that's a pretty powerful thing.
Absolutely. Well, Danny, the work that you guys are doing is so incredible, and this book is going to really help to further that work. So thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Yes, and it's so good to see you as
You
always.
too.
Yes, definitely. And guys, make sure you check out the book launch. That's tomorrow at 5 p.m. There's a whole party for it. It's going to be at Brewability, and you can learn more and pre-order this book now on Amazon. And we'll, of course, have more cocoa after the break.